Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Valhallan series. We are back here for our first match of the winter season. My name is Nat, or Nat Cat in the Hat. I'm here with Cherry. Cherry, how you doing?
Phenomenal, and we're coming in straight onto the action as these two teams are opening up their winter series within a 4-round Swiss stage on the newest map to the addition of the pool, that being Breeze, gone for over a year, and now it comes back, and these two teams are super ready for the action. As we take a look, it is going to be the VHHCT Valorant roster taking on AE Valorant Red. So two phenomenal teams, two noted teams that have played in previous seasons in their own esport organizations respectively. But as they face off within the map of Breeze, we're going to head straight on in. As we look at these compositions, it's a little bit interesting on both sides as they really are opting towards those really what's the word, I guess, updated characters, as we see the Harbor, who recently got a rework, coming into the action, as well as the Breach, who got a bit of a buff. And on the opposite side, there's a bit of changes regarding how we look towards Sova, and a lot of changes towards how we have recently been seeing Clove as well. So lots of changes to the characters these teams are playing, and how they're going to be able to adopt those changes, make it their own. That'll be the question as we head into the round number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what these teams have cooked up for us here on Breeze, whether it's a choice or just a recipe of we didn't want to play anything else, so here we are on Breeze. But I mean, I'm excited about the changes that Riot has come out for this map. I'm still a hater, I'm not gonna lie. But I think that the new changes were so needed, and hopefully we see some competitive gameplay as they make their way first onto this new A site. B-Dog is gonna be the first one down of the match, and Affinity Esports Red, my goodness, is making their way onto the site, planting that spike.
Looking for the Bandit, BTMC looking to try and get these peaks. Able to spot out the first, but the connection does go awry as the Tailwind gets them out of the Terrapid. It's going good, as we already see a massive first round. Diana will be able to strike, but only collects one, as AE Red will start off on the front foot, as the VH Huntington unfortunately going to be dropping the pistol. But we know with how this game has recently changed, with the Bandit being introduced to the pool of weaponry, it can really give the VH Huntington a way to get back into this game. And it seems like they might have the same idea as West Hills VHS is already going to be adopting into it, as they have that on the Brimstone, a lot of opportunity to be able to find early picks if they're able to hit those heads correctly.
Yeah, that new gun is going to be very impactful for these eco rounds as well. We see a couple people buying into that sheriff. I always like to say, do not count out a sheriff round, but so far, most of the team of Affinity is going to make their way back in towards this A site, taking some mid control here as well through this new reworked mid doors. This site is just going to be given away to them by the defending team. Diana does find one, immediately traded out. Daniel finding another. Now, numbers in favor here of this defending team. Maybe these bandits are what they needed to make this a 1v1.
Nice as Huntington going to be able to drop 2 players, looking to be able to convert this eco round potentially, as they're certainly taking their opposition for a wild ride. Another no connection coming on through from the Headhunters. They are going to have to concede the angle, but as we still see AE Red going for the flank, look towards Flow. They're already able to put themselves in position to make everything go their way, and they break the last as Ping drops another. Huntington will not be able to find the conversion, but they drop 2 bodies, making this round look super nice.
Yeah. Finding 2 kills there, taking out 2 weapons is going to be a positive one for them here as we head into this 3rd round. They are still able to pretty heavily invest into this one, get almost full buy, you know, a couple of light shields here and there. But all things considered, I feel like, you know, this new gun is going to be great to potentially switch up the pacing of these first 3 rounds, because, you know, how it usually goes. 2 to 1 is generally what we see. An A-hit is going to be on the move once again here for this Affinity Esports Red team. Sight given once again. Diana is going to find the Jet on the other side.
Looking nice as Joms is able to drop one, but the trade comes in. Daniel's able to put them 6 feet under. Pinging, trying to get the shots, but it will go awry. Flow in a 1v3 scenario, having the Outlaw connects onto the first, but 140 damage dealt. Looking to conceal the final player. Flow dropped within a smoke. Headhunter in hand, tries to make the connection, able to bounce right back into the smoke. Just looking to beg that time to go down ever so much faster as they tap to the defuse, looking to stick. They don't have the angle just yet, and it seems as if they won't have it. They make the noise, the shots go in, they connect as Huntington converts their bonus round.
Yeah, nice good buy there for Huntington. Get a number on the board. It was overall a well-played retake. Obviously, it got pretty competitive. I mean, I call it a retake, but is it really a retake? We did see, you know, Flo and, who is it, Diana, fighting head-to-head those Jets on the site early on, and Diana found that first pick. So a good job of this Jet to maintain that defense. It's just a matter of, can they continue to do it now that guns are in favor here of Affinity Red? They're gonna switch up the approach here, take some mid control, and you see this door has changed. So it is still a door, though. It does still make some noise.
Last player up towards Heaven could make a little bit of damage, and they will not be able to make anything happen. And Android with a phenomenal pick-off. Diana able to collect the kill, isolating it and taking the site, all for their lonesome.
A little lurk here from Flo, making their way over, but not able to find any conversion. It did keep these last 3 players of Huntington pretty far back, so now this is going to be a late-end retake as they make their way over through Vria defender's spawn. And this is a nice post-plant setup here. A good stun is going to take down Daniel. And now West is going to have to rework, make decisions, and it's just going to be a save. No time available for them. 4 players versus 2. 5 HP on Zilla is just not going to be enough. So that is going to be another round converted here for Affinity Red. And well played. I'd love to see, you know, this continuation of this Jet v Jet head-to-head. Their duelists are doing the duelist things. We are gonna see a quick little trade right at the end. Gonna take out one of those guns here. But yeah, this Jet v Jet has already been so much fun to watch in these first 4 rounds.
Forcing out engagements, and Diana and Android going head-to-head has been showing Android as a massive playmaker, able to find the site wide open and collect it for the rest of the team to rally behind. It gave AE Red this opportunity to instantly execute and keep some utility for that saving until the end of the game, and that's really something that I do look for in these high-level teams, right? Joms is going to have this smoke that they have to push through, and with the information gathered from the Owl drone, B-Dog is looking to take advantage as they go through. Fog is going to be the one to take advantage as they push forward. Now in a 3v5 after Flo takes down Daniel. It's another kill converted. Diana on the opposite side, hitting towards Orange, finds their first as they collect the kill, putting in the smokes, trying to get it done, and they find the equalization as Zilla Glazer drops Flo to the ground. It's a 2v2, couple ults online, but an aggressive stance will lead to Huntington taking the man advantage. Pingling not going to give up just yet as they go towards their resurrection, but as they stay alive, Diana unbothered, unwavering. They go for the peak. They're able to make it happen. Now, there's the ulti comes in, but unfortunately, as the Thrash drops itself, Diana peeks the corner, but it will just be Diana to fall. They invested the knives, unable to make the connection. And now is Fog going to be hit with a flash? It's looking desperate. It's looking unfortunate. They drop to the ground, but the time has been expended. VH Huntington, despite taking the lives, they will drop the round.
Wow, and that was such a close round. And we have to remember, too, that that was a bit of an eco round there for Huntington. Obviously, they did have a couple of rifles that they carried through, but we saw their harbor was over on a Ghost, so not a full buy, but off the back of that power from Diana. Yeah, look at that, sitting up in 8 and 5 at the top of the leaderboard. Was almost able to convert it. You know, had they not held for that lurk from Daniel, they maybe would have had the time to clutch it.
You want to play?
But
Let's
then, you
play.
have a lurker to handle. So now we're going to see some exploration here from Affinity Red over towards this B site. The ultimate invested there from Flow. We'll see if this Tour de Force is able to make any conversions. First kills on the other side from the other Tour de Force. So a nice little trade back and forth, but numbers still in favor here of Affinity Red as they plant this spike down on the B site.
Making the conversions look nice, but as Diana picks off the player mid, it gives them the opportunity to find equalization. Huntington looking to possibly invest his Rolling Thunder, and it does seem as if they are going to gamble their fates here and now. All three players push back towards backside. Full utility still available, but the double kill from AE Red, Android, and Flo working in unison, and that won't just stop there. Flo picks up a triple kill, drops the bodies of Huntington as they take their 5th round on the attacking side.
Wow. Yeah, Affinity Red looking very strong here on their attacking half. And it feels a little bit like it's just the heroics of Diana that is able to keep these rounds still competitive. And we're seeing this weaker site being found on the B site because Diana has been setting up over towards the A site traditionally thus far. So Affinity Red, though, taking that gamble back towards the A, hoping Diana isn't going to be the one playing. Android investing those knives. And as they creep their way back into a continuation of what this A hut has looked like. So Aldron going to go out. It's not going to spot Diana, though. Are we going to be careful to clear corners? Yes, we are. The head-to-head wins in favor of Android this time. But A is the final destination, but we're taking space. We're getting aggressive, pinging, pushing all the way up into mid. On the other side, their teammates pushing all the way into defender's spawn. They want to take the fight to these last two players.
Zilla Glazers takes the shots, unable to make the connection. The knives are nice as the Blade Storm collects a triple kill. And AE Red will keep themselves on the front foot as they escalate this lead to 6 rounds. VH Huntington now going to be left with almost nothing to be able to get a win in this half, right? You wanted to find 6-6, but now it's 5 chances to be able to do just that. AE Red, on the other hand, they've been able to glide through this first half, and now as they hit round number 8, they have this Hunter's Fury online. They're looking to heavy execute onto the B site. They've had success here before. Will VH Huntington finally be able to slow them down as they force this breach with the Harbor on site? They can possibly make something happen as Zilla Glazer picks off Android. It's looking nice, and they keep the pressure up as they halt their opposition, utilizing their stuns, and it makes Huntington give a bit of a fresh air, right? Look towards these players, all of them already taking a retake offline, instead opting into just completely hold this site as Joms is able to force away their first kill, fishing out with this Hunter's Fury. The shock will come through from the breaches. They're able to take the wingman offline. Now it's just a 3v3. Zilla Glazer peeking forward, connecting onto one, but it will be Diana taking the follow-up as they're able to force a 1v1 situation. Pinging will be able to knock the body down. They pick up a smoke in their arsenal, but they don't have the spike in their capacity.
Yeah, that spike went down to the aftershock, as you mentioned there, from the breach. So pinging, gonna do a little wrap around. We'll see if Daniel is aware of this potential timing.
30 seconds
Daniel's
left.
gonna be hanging out backside though, so no vision for either of these players thus far. 30 seconds is still a decent amount for pinging to play with. Trying to hunt down this last kill. You don't need to get the spike planted if you can just find this last player. Gonna be spotted out. And now it's going to be a cat and mouse game here as Pinging tries to find Daniel. 6 seconds left. They need to plant. Yep, they're gonna get that plant down, but are they gonna get it before the kill? Daniel finds one, and that is going to be finally a second round on the board here for this Huntington team. Wait, B-Dog didn't get a kill there? I thought that was B-Dog's kill at the very beginning.
Oh, we saw Zilla Glazer able to open up
Zilla
when they picked
Glazer
off their first from B main, playing an aggressive angle, spectacularly dropping AE Red, and the follow-up just looked so nice with the aftershock coming in to be able to break the wingman, as well as that their stun going to be able to halt the team in B main. The rest of the roster of Huntington instantly opted in to play that site. And now as we find Flo able to keep the momentum swinging toward AE Red, they find their first. Diana not going to allow much more as Ping, the Shining Ray of Hope, falls down. And now as the rest of the team executing onto the site, the Tailwind drops in immediately. Diana left on an island as Food takes everyone for a ride. As now Android going to be taken aback. Diana hits the stim beacon, and now they're able to back off over towards Orange, but the Odin a little bit too strong. We do see the ulti coming in from B-Dog, looking to try and get something, but the Reckoning unable to commit anyone down. Flo will be heading them off with a Headhunter as they take their 7th round, and the Huntington team goes to another fault.
Yeah, an attempt being made, and I liked some of the things that we saw out there from that Huntington team. They got a little bit more aggressive. They took some of that mid space. Unfortunately, they took it directly into an operator, so they weren't able to convert that. But, you know, should you provide a little bit more util off the back of that, you might be able to find some conversions. Of course, B-Dog just having a real tough game here, sitting at the bottom. But, you know, still placing smokes, so doing the controller job. We're going to see this Thrash be invested here by Foog off the rip, and it's not going to find anybody, but it is going to allow Zilla to get into this off angle. B-Dog finally finds their first kill of the game, and that is the first thing found. Zilla going to be taken down as well, so now this opens up this B site for this red team as they make their way in. Joms on this Odin. There's so many spammable angles here on this Bree site, and you're going to find it here onto Daniel. Spike gets planted. Diana, last man standing.
Seeing Diana looking to get some value with the classic in hand. The Blade Storm unable to make it work, but a Flow from the opposite side. The Headhunter connects onto the body as AE Red will take their 8th round. And they're making this game certainly seem as if they are gonna put their season in the VHEL Winter Week 1 off to a great start. As the 2025-2026 school year is almost halfway done, we are going to be seeing both these two teams looking to bring the second half with a phenomenal start to their names. But AE Red might just be the ones to do it a little bit better, as a 6-round deficit certainly looking like they should be able to commit a massive lead.
Yeah, we do know that Breeze is generally leans a bit attack-sided, especially with these comps that we have set up. Chamber, even though, like, yes, he's a Sentinel, he's definitely a bit more of an attack-sided Sentinel. So, you know, if they're able to find a couple more rounds, Diana finding 2 kills might be the difference that they need in order to convert. Just 2 more rounds would be phenomenal for them before going into that attack side. Things slow down here for this attacking team. Flo finds some picks with that operator, but it's going to be traded back, and now just 2 players left of this AE Red team, and things are finally looking in favor for Huntington.
It's looking in favor, but not over just yet, as the last 2 players diving on in from mid. Looking to execute onto the site, pinging, playing the smoke, but the timing does not go their way, as Zillsblaze are able to take them down, and they're looking to get the flashpoint on a line, making something happen, but right now they have to get off of the site. It will be a little bit of overzealousness coming in as Daniel picks off the kill. A 3v1 looms overhead as the Headhunter, all they have available, but it still will be Daniel to shut them down, showing the chamber diff.
Yeah, 3-8 is now a little bit more comfortable place for this descending team to be before they head on over to that attack side. So, you know, should they be able to get this last round, it might it'll definitely keep us on a competitive match, that's for sure. But, you know, on the other side of things, Affinity Esports Red looking to convert as many as they can, play that mental game a little bit, maybe take control of the narrative for this map like they've done so far. We're going to see them explore back over towards the B site. They've seen so much success on this B site thus far, converting, I believe, all but one of their B site rounds.
Be looking over towards mid as the AE Red roster looms overhead. We do get the smokes, able to give a little bit of pressure relief over towards the mid side of B as the link does get cleared on out. Now is AE Red taking their chances up towards heaven. They're looking to gamble with players, looking to try and make rotations happen. As B-Dog having a bit of an idea that mid could possibly be the end all, and AE Red seeming to be just pausing right there, having a little bit of just that time to kind of gather their thoughts. Flow having an angle they need to hit correctly, but unfortunately the angle just a little bit too tight. As now AE Red will have Flow over towards A main, putting in the rendezvous, looking to still fish out for angles.
Yeah, they're going to take this big long fight with the spike as well over to this spawn, but Daniel is on it here. 2 nice kills, Diana finding a third, and now Android fighting to regain control of that spike. They're going to find it, but completely separated from their other teammate left alive. Android finds one. Slowed down here by this chamber trip, but now they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Finally, able to join up with their team, make their way over to this B side. This should be the plant found with only a couple of seconds left to spare. Now into this 3v2 post plant. Rolling Thunder isn't going to deny the plant, but it is going to stalk one of these players onto Foog. Zilla making their way all the way around so they can make their way into this through mid and through that B main.
Shot will go awry, and finding the double kill, VH Huntington will secure that 4-8 a coveted position from the way they were standing as they were taking an 2-8, and they brought it back to a manageable position, declining double digits to be reached before the half ends, and declining that 9-3 curse that some do covet when they're on the back foot of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta shout out Daniel for that round. They were being an absolute superstar there. Able to recognize the timings, able to recognize that they left a little gap through their mid and that there might be some players coming around over through their own spawn point. Turning around, finding that double kill was really what converted the round for Huntington. Now, heading over onto their attack side, we'll see what they have in store for us. Once again, seeing the investment onto this bandit for several of these players. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. They're also going to take us over to this A site and explore what the defense looks like for Affinity Esports Red.
Been seeing a lot of high risk, high reward when it comes to the bandit so far since it's released. The high recoil being a reason a lot of players do tend to opt out of, but we do see the engagement coming online. Android going to be able to pick them up with the help of Joms, who's taking it all down as Diana drops Huntington, and no more duels, enabling that site to be really taking it to the AE Red's side, as no tailwind means that this will be excessively difficult to be able to entry onto. But as we look towards AE Red, they're going to be completely lackluster in their mid control, giving AE or VH Huntington the opportunity to be able to completely overwhelm them in this regard. As we do see the Dart able to make a couple connections, it will be Heaven taking advantage of finding the equalization, isolating the pick. Now as VH Huntington takes their way towards the B site, it will be all but isolated as there's only a Gecko remaining on the site to play that 1v3.
Yeah, sitting back site by themselves between a rock and a hard place. Dom's gonna find one finally as these teams enter, and Foog just playing the patient game finds 2. So now Spike down, V-Dog stuck in a corner, and it's gonna be a pistol conversion here for Affinity Esports Red. 2 pistols being found for this team, and they're looking to take this map home for themselves.
As VH Huntington having lost the pistol once more, you gotta imagine that the likelihood of them being able to mentally get back from this shouldn't be 0, but it will definitely be getting lower as a 4-10 situation would be going awry. But I'd said it earlier within the first half, and I'll say it again, this could go their way if they buy up towards those bandits, but it does seem as if the bandit will be an item that they don't have any interest towards. Instead, VH Huntington looking to play the slow game, looking to concede this round and find an economy worthy of the next. But as VH Huntington drops the first off to Daniel, taking it Flow on the other side, takes the HP down as they take the Sen Classic for a ride. Jordan was right about that one by the Sen Classic, but AE Red still going to take an advantage after Flow finds a double kill, putting them back on the map as it's Daniel dropping the next as it's Jams as well, both working side by side, and it's all up to B-Dog in a 1v4. Won't be able to convert it as Flow finds 3 to get themselves that second round of the half.
Yeah, 3 kills is going to feel really good for Flow, building up towards that tour de force, which, I mean, An op is always nice, but especially on Breeze, there's just so many great op angles. So having that ult early on will be certainly helpful there for Affinity Esports. We are going to see, of course, a pretty full buy into this one for Huntington. It's still some light shields. And Ares being invested by West. We'll see what they have cooking over there on that. Making their way over towards this B site. Of course, this is the good site for using those.
Diana going to be hit by the verticality, but it will not matter. Fudge able to get taken down. Zilla Glazer going to be able to put the nail in the coffin as AE Red conceding a 2-player disadvantage already. Tragedy will strike them as now it's going to be having to find their way back on into the action. Pinging possibly going to go to look towards a flank. All 3 players hitting it from different extremities. We'll see what this will be able to find for them, as we have seen Huntington in the past getting dismantled relatively swiftly when it comes to pressure mounting from different angles. We'll see whether or not that will be the question, as the operator does still loom over towards mid, cutting a massive sightline. The rendezvous does come online. Pinging likely has been spotted or heard, as they did have to jump on over the tripwire. Now, as Pinging will be spotted, Gems is able to pick it up right where they left off.
Gems, the last player standing here, but no time to play around with. Pinging is going to find one, just trying to deny these exits, force some of these players to go down to the spike. So B-Dog is going to die here to that spike off the success of Pinging. But other than that, unable to convert their bonus round. So now, a round on the boards here on this attack side for Huntington, finally. And that does mean that they're able to mostly invest back into this one. Of course, B-Dog falling to that spike is going to mean just an outlaw in their hands. But now we'll see once again what this looks like for this attack side. We're going to see another push in towards this B site where this team... Util invested. Diana making their way onto site. Backside being claimed. This is going to be a Jet v Jet. No. Finding the cover through the smokes, but the spam through with that Ares is going to find one, and that's going to be first blood of the round.
Looking nice as West Hills put themselves on the board with the Ares in hand, giving away their location, but the spray unable to find much through the smoke. Android takes their trade as they're able to make it a 4v4. Not for long, as Pinging will drop to the ground. The Owl drone comes into the action, looking to clear away the angles. Will they be able to spot out onto the chamber? That'll be the question. But right now, it seems like the answer will be yes, as they drop in the rendezvous. West Hills still keeping themselves online. Flow with the headhunter. Won't commit any more than just the one, as West Hills able to completely revitalize themselves within this matchup as they pick up 4 to close out the round.
4 and an op for their trouble too. That's going to be a nice consolation prize. And thus far, this attack side for Huntington is looking just a lot better. I really am liking the way they're attacking onto this B site. Really strong util combination and entry coming out there from their Jet as well. And then once they get that spike down, playing very nice post-plant positions, holding multiple angles, using, of course, those automatic rifles too to spam things down. But Joms finding a nice sheriff kill into mid, taking Daniel out early on. That's just a nice, clean, lucky pick more than anything else. West is going to be able to pick up that op, but they're still down in numbers here.
Look at this flank already commencing. We do see the Jet on the side of AE Red, looking to play aggressive with Gecko looming behind them. 2 players over towards the B site still do look to try and hold this, with one of them being the smokes inside, looking to try and get something done, but unfortunately not going to be able to be quick enough, as Android still already on the flank. This could commence to a massive advantage. Diana's still looking to keep this alive as they pull it up, but now as they get spotted, there's still more players on site though. Flow with the headhunter. Android keeps it alive. We saw West Hills going massive in the last round as they were able to pick up a 4K, but it's going to be this one that'll be a little bit more on the tough side. They bring out this ulti to try and get something done, but unfortunately the orbital strike unable to fish out any damage. These smokes are not long lasting. We should be seeing this dismiss soon, and yes, it will, as there is going to still be the... Oh, that's an interesting wingman. don't know if they thought that would pick up the spike or what, but unfortunately will not be the case as they drop in more utility, thinking that West Hills is closer on the angle than they actually are. But I don't know how much I agree with this play, right? If you're West Hills, I think you gotta pick up the rifle, but they try and make the shot. Unable to connect, but it is still gonna be the Jet coming in from mid. Android takes them down. An 11th round converts as the AE Red roster brings them another advantage off of a double flank, completely dismantling the attack.
Yeah, that was a really nice double flank. And interesting that it was allowed to happen, that we didn't have any chamber trips hanging out to deny that. So hopefully we'll do our due diligence this time around and make sure. Oh, no, that's right. Flo was dead super early on. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that was why. So, yeah, the chamber dying so early on meant that they had absolutely nothing to watch flank. And that really nice fast flank came through. Now we're going to see a little bit of a default here coming through for this Huntington team. Just explore what these defenses look like. Almost catching Daniel out with the knife, but now the off is going to be peaked. And Daniel is the better player, finding that headshot, finding that first pick.
But the way we've been glazing Daniel, it really does sound like the 2025 RLCS Championship. But as we look towards Foog, they're able to drop West Hills off the board, taking the off line, but the Owl Drone able to make its connection. Daniel looking to keep themselves in the action, but no rendezvous to keep themselves alive. It'll be Flo hitting him down with the Tornado Force. Is now Diana gonna be dropping the Cloudburst, going to try and make the rotation instantaneously over towards the B side, but there is still going to be this head or this trip as they are going to be able to make the connection. Great work from the trademark to be able to halt them in their places. AE Red getting ready to already hit them where it hurts. The only real issue will be B-Dog, who's got a little bit of a rough spot, but they weren't able to keep pinging down as now the flank has been spotted. Won't matter. Pinging drips to and AE Red pulls this round almost to another one, as unfortunately for Diana, the classic, not the strongest choice of weapon, as the Vandal will instantly gun them down.
Yeah, and I do believe that was a bit of a half buy. Did Diana have knives, I think? Yeah, something like that. So now Economy is not in the best spot for this Huntington team as they head into their very last round. Potentially, it's going to take heroics for them to make their way back into this one. Yeah, they can buy, but it's a Bulldog, it's a Guardian, it's light shields here, and it's going to take a massive uphill battle for this team to have any chance at making their way back into this one, at taking us into overtime. On the other side of thing, Affinity Esports Red feeling so confident and dominant on this map, feeling prepared to successfully convert this first round of the season. Rolling Thunder invested early on, but AE Jones just successfully sitting in that corner with the Odin is going to take down two players, and this might be it. This might be the last round of this match.
It's looking good as Joms in a 1v3
Spike down mid.
was able to completely tear them down despite getting hit by a concuss. Now B-Dog in a 1v5 scenario going to be dropping down. Phenomenal work brings them to the victory in week 1 of the VHEL winter season. They're finding success as AE Red looking phenomenal with the 13-6 victory.
Yes, congratulations to them for that victory and taking that first match of the season. But it was well fought from both of them. It was absolutely a joy to watch from us here in the booth. We are, of course, in the Swiss stage. We do only have 4 rounds of Swiss, so we will have some more games coming for you, I believe, next week. We do have some more games being streamed tomorrow as well, so definitely... Oh, do we? No, today's Thursday. Next week. We will be back next week. Sherry, any last thoughts before we head out?
Big thank you to our phenomenal producer, Edge, for being able to put this show on, and big shout out to the teams, obviously. You know, the VH Huntington able to really put the works. Unfortunately, it really was just the Diana show. 22-17, a phenomenal player with 4 first bloods. We see them at the top of the scoreboard, showing their prowess as a real dominant player within the VHEL. We'll see whether or not they'll be able to put up even more work coming on to the later half of this season. But right now, we are going to go to a ending soon. So, or I guess ending screen. Not sure what you would call that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for putting in your support. See you next time. Peace out.